Hey, it's Lisa, and today I'm going to try out an apple recipe. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, there were a bag of free apples from ShopRite, and I haven't been eating them, so I'm going to try out this apple cookie recipe that has a caramel glaze on it. So it sounds really good. The ingredients that you need 3/4 of a cup of softened butter, so a stick and a half, 1½ teaspoons of vanilla, 1 egg, 1 1/4 cups of flour, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2 3/4 cups of quick cooking oats, 1 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 1 1/2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1/4 cup of milk, and 2 cups of apples peeled and either finely diced, or they did say you can shred the apples as well. I decided to do the finely diced. I don't know if this is fine enough, but I guess we'll see. Just because I thought it might be nice to see a little bit of the apple in the cookie, and if it's shredded, I don't think you'll really see any of it. So I'm trying it this way, but you could also shred it. And for the caramel topping, it's just 1/2 cup of powdered sugar, 1 tablespoon of milk, and 2 tablespoons of caramel sauce. The caramel sauce is just the jarred caramel sauce that you can get in the grocery store. It's usually with the hot fudge and stuff like that, the ice cream toppings. I'm actually going to just do half of it because I have a lot of the brown butter maple glaze left over from another recipe I did, the pumpkin coffee cake recipe. So I'm going to try some of that on these cookies as well and see which way I like better. But the full amount of the caramel glaze would be what I have right there. Step 1 is to cream together the butter and the brown sugar, and then you want to add in the rest of the wet ingredients. So you're going to add in the egg, which I did already mix. I'm going to add in the vanilla and the milk. And just mix all that together, and then all of the dry ingredients will be added as well. I mixed all of the wet ingredients together, and then I added in all of the dry ingredients. And the last step is to just fold in the apples. So I'm just going to kind of add them in there and just use the spatula and fold them in. I spooned all of the cookies out onto the cookie sheet. It seems like a lot of apple, so I'm curious to see what happens. I don't know if it's because I diced them and didn't shred them or what, but it looks like a lot. We'll see how it goes. But they're going to go in the oven at 350 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes. And this recipe makes around 24 cookies depending on the size that you make. While the cookies are baking, I'm going to mix the 3 glaze ingredients together and then just put it off to the side for when the cookies come out. The cookies are done. They've been out of the oven for about an hour. I did put the glaze on them. I tried both of the glazes. The one on the right has just the caramel glaze on it. The one on the left has the leftover maple glaze that I had. The maple glaze, as you can see, is a lot thicker than the caramel glaze. They're both good. They both have a similar taste though, so either one works. The house smells like apple. Cinnamon's very nice. And I like the decision of dicing the apples. I like that you can see the little pieces of the apple in the cookie, and I like that you could taste it. It's not just all blended in. So I did like the cookie. It is thick, it's dense. It's one of those cookies where you could have just one and then you're kind of full, but it is good. It has a little bit of a cake-like consistency to it, and the glaze really does make a difference. It really adds to the cookie. But now Sean is going to try. Which one's he going to try? The caramel one?
Yeah, I'm going to try the caramel one.
Okay.
And see YouTube, I have a napkin this time because the last time I looked like a slob, making crumbs everywhere. And the world's smallest can of Pepsi right here. All right, ready?
Now, he is not a fan of apple. He's not a fan of warm apple either, so, or oats and oatmeal for that matter. So if he really likes it, then that's pretty good, but let's see.
This is actually surprisingly good. I actually really enjoy this. Why are you cracking up? I'm serious, YouTube. This is a very, very good cookie. Because like she said, I really don't like warm apple. And this is just like, this is perfect.
What about the maple one? You gonna take a bite of that one? See if you can see a difference.
All right.
I think they're pretty similar. Similar?
Well, the maple one's a little sweeter, but I think that's just because it's thicker. I think if there was more caramel on this, it would be just as sweet as this one.
Yeah, I agree. So overall, it's definitely a good cookie if you have some apples that you want to use up. It's a nice change from apple pie and apple crisp and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy.
Why do you do that?
I don't know how to end it.
Why? I know, you just keep recording, and I'm like, blah, 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 stuff in my face here, and you have the safety behind the camera.
That's how I like it.
You're still going.